and welcome to the December Audit Meeting. We're doing something different for the very first time. We are live streaming it on YouTube. We've heard it loud and clear from the public that they would like to be able to see this when people cannot get to the meetings, and so it will be live streamed today. We've got a lot of information to cover in a short period of time. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and first of all introduce our new General Manager for GoDurham, and he's going to give you more information on this.
Thank you very much, Brenda. And thank everyone here for coming out today. I appreciate your interest in the services. My name is Scott. I'm the new General Manager for GoDurham Fixed Drop Bus Service. And I have been in transportation my entire career. And you can probably notice by my lack of hair that that's been a lot of years. I've worked in many states across the country, and I've worked on both the fixed route and the paratransit side. I've been in both the public sector, working for the clients, the hire contractors like yourself, and the private sector, dealing with contractors. And you might ask yourself, well, who is this guy wearing all black, rolling in here like Johnny Cash? I have been everywhere. I worked in public transit. I started in Southern California. Brenda and I were just talking about. I worked in the Bay Area. I've even spent 5 years working for what's called the Handy Van in a place called Honolulu, Hawaii. The East Coast in Maryland for the MTA. Most recently, I retired from there. And I got a phone call from a friend to say we need some help in Durham, and I took a look at the project, met with a few people at RATP Dev, and I said I'm happy to come join and be a part of the solution here in this town. I stay here in downtown, and it's a beautiful place, and so I'm happy to be here. I look forward to working with the team. We're going to flow right into my report, or, okay. I think I've talked enough about myself. And so, as the General Manager for GoDurham Public Transit Service, the bus service, I want to tell you that the state of our system is good. We have systems in place to provide this service both from a vehicle standpoint and from operator standpoint. Those are the two key resources that I'm charged with providing. But providing a public transit service is really a collaborative effort. And I'm happy we're side by side with our client here tonight. It certainly involves a client who goes out and works with the politicians to get the money, build the service, design it, make sure that they listen to you, and they provide the service where you need it, when you need it. What they do also is provide you with professionals to actually provide the service to you. Sometimes they hire their own folks, and sometimes they go out and look for professionals, and that's what our company does. And so it involves a company that then maintains the vehicles, trains and hires the drivers, handles all of the outreach efforts that we do in Brenda here, and so many more things. Make sure they all get paid. It also involves a partner. Another partner is our good drivers, who we have some of them in the back there, and they're of course represented by a union who's done a great job representing them. And so we have a solid partnership there. And I'd say last but not least, I'll mention a good transportation service also involves a partner that is you, the public. Making sure that the public is engaged, we reach out with you, we meet with you, we respond to you when you have customer, whether it is positive or negative comments related to the service. And so, sure, I've left somebody out, but that's what a public transit service is all about. My staff has given me just a few notes, but I won't bore you too much tonight. We are, of course, safety is first. And I was really happy this week when I attended our driver graduation ceremony. And I found out that we have, not only are we graduating new good people into the service that are going out there for the first time as transit professionals, which I'll tell you about maybe in a minute, but we also have 3 new entrants to what we call the Million Mile Club that are taking place in I think they hit it this month in December. And so I'm proud that we have those folks. And I did the math on that. To drive 1 million miles, if you factor in an average of about 200 miles a day, and maybe they work 200 or 250 days a year, that's over 20 years of safe service. I can't ask for more than to have drivers that have 1 million miles. And so I'm proud to have 3 new members of that. Safety is obviously number one. I attended the safety meetings today, and we're covering topics that are helping the drivers address everything that they do out on the street. We're actually also already talking about the potential for bad weather. And that we need to be prepared to run the buses in a way that will avoid us getting into slip and slide accidents and avoid the passengers falling. So we're going to go out there and salt where we need to. And I'm getting into the weeds here, but we are also working with the city, our client, to introduce more new electric buses into our system. We're retiring some of the old fleet. I'll let them kind of cover some of those details. But I assure you that we are here, and everything that they ask of us, we will do. And with that said, I will turn it over to the next speaker.
Thank you, Scott. So on November the 21st, we actually had this exhibit set up here at the station. Is anybody here on Friday night? No one is here. You can actually go on to the website. We'll give you all that information. You can see what happened on the 21st. It started back, we started working with Make Durham Beautiful and Make Durham Believe. They are part of the Durham system. They wanted to actually interview people that take the bus every day. They wanted to actually just be engaged with our customers, learn a little bit more about you, about your travel experiences. And then so they actually interviewed people on Route 10, Route 6, and Route 4. And through that experience, they kind of turned it into poetry. And from there, for everyone that they interviewed, they actually would walk downstairs, they rolled it onto the map of those individuals. They also were able to take these great pictures that you can see the tapestries all around you. And I love these shots because a lot of them are candid shots, and they were happy and vibrant, and it was just a wonderful experience for them to bring some life to the station. With that being said, anyone's picture that is up there, after the 16th, when the exhibit comes down, you are welcome to take your pictures with you. So you can see any of the customer service representatives that they'll have that information for you. Some other things that we wanted to talk about is that GoDurham is actually doing a coat ride. It is getting very cold now, and there are people that are in need of a coat. So, you know, all of us have coats in our home that we probably do not wear anymore, can't fit anymore. But with that being said, we're collecting all of these coats, jackets, from children all the way up to adults. And we'll be collecting these until the 17th of December, and then on the 18th, we're going to actually take them over to the shelter. I'm just so happy to say that when I came to work the next day, our box is still in there. And that is a really good thing. So more to follow on that. Yesterday, we actually partnered with the Food Bank of Central Eastern North Carolina, and that was a great experience for us where we went out and we actually put together boxes of food, essential meals for families. We actually boxed 324 boxes that equated to 11,808 pounds of food. And so all of this food is actually going to be distributed to families that are in need. And these are the things that really touch our heart and what we're all about. We're about giving back. The Durham is all about giving back to the community that we serve. So certainly that was a great opportunity for us to give back in a way that is very meaningful to all of us. And then the last thing is the Durham Parade is coming up on Saturday the 13th. So we're very excited about that. Please come out. It is going to be from 10 a.m. to about 1:30. The bus goes down all the way down Main Street. We will have our electric bus all decorated, and so we hope that you can come out that day. It is a rain or shine, does not matter. The parade is still going to go on. All right. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm going to now turn it over to Sean. Good evening. You have a question now?
All of the bus to them too, and they made us get off and come out there. Why did they do that? Why did they want to let them ramp down for old people? You know, they get angry when you ask them, they can ramp down. They're very rude and nasty bus about. I don't know, just like.
So you said you were on the route, I'm sorry.
They don't want to let the ramp down till we out. And they get an attitude when you ask them to let the ramp down. Somebody downstairs, I saw them, they come up here and trigger. So that's why I think.
Did that happen today now?
Very, very bad.
Today.
Yeah, okay. I'm so sorry to hear that. So what I'm going to do is, after this meeting, I'm going to come meet with you, specifically with you. I want to get all the details of that, okay? Well, good evening. I'm going to report on GoDurham Access. Currently, we have 57 operators. Last month, we did over 16,900 trips. And if anybody know anyone that would like to work part-time, we are hiring so we can put an additional van on the road for the microtransit service. So they operate from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if anyone is interested in working with GoDurham Access, please put an application in online. Thank you.
All right. Well, first, I just wanted to say a real warm welcome to Scott for joining us here. We made it very clear to Scott that our riders expect the best. They expect top quality customer service, top quality safety, on-time performance. And we said, if that's not the right fit for you, then this isn't going to be the place. And he said, no, that's exactly what they should expect, and that's what we're going to deliver for our customers. So he's taken on a really tough job, but I think we both previously worked at the Maryland Transit Administration in Baltimore, and so we have a lot of experience, and I think we're going to be a great team working together. So really excited to welcome Scott. So I did want to talk a little bit about the November 1st service changes. So we've got a month under our belt now. I think many of you have seen we really focused on East Durham with the November 1st service changes. So the Route 3 that used to run only every 30 minutes is now running every 15 minutes, end to end, all the way from here out to the Glenview Station Walmart. So that's our second end-to-end 15-minute frequent service. We've got the 5 running from here down to South Point, and now we've got the 3 running out to the Walmart every 15 minutes. We also made some changes to the 3B. So the 3B is no longer the 3B, we now call it the 16. But the 3B used to only run once an hour out along 98 out to Southern High School. Now you have that bus every 30 minutes. So we doubled the service on the 3, and we doubled the service on the 3B, which we now call the 16. We also introduced, right now it's the only, what we call a crosstown route. It's a route that runs from the Village in East Durham down to Durham Tech, serving McDougal Terrace, and then serving North Carolina Central University. So that's the Route 13. Some folks will remember that we used to have a Route 13 that did that a long time ago. It's back and better than ever. So right now, that route is running only once an hour, but we're working to get that up to every 30 minutes in 2026. And so with these changes, you now have service from here out to the Village along Holloway Street. You've got a bus coming every 10 minutes in both directions. So it's the first time that we've ever had that 10-minute service frequency here in Durham. So the schedule's a little odd. So you've got the 3 leaving at the top of the hour and then 10 after, and then you've got the 16 at 20 after, which used to be that 3B. But because we do that, and then we do at the bottom of the hour is the 3, and then 40 minutes after the hour is the 3 again, and then 50 minutes after the hour is that 16. So running the 16 and the 3 together between here and the Village give us that 10-minute service frequency that we're really excited about. So we do want to hear if folks have any feedback from the changes that we made. There'll be some, we'll have some Q&A time. I want to get through a couple of quick updates. So think about if you've had any changes to your service or any feedback on how we're doing since the November 1st service change. We want to bring that back to our team. So as Scott pointed out, we've got some battery electric buses. We've got 15 battery electric buses on their way here. Yes, sir. Did you have a quick question? Okay. The articulated, the 60-foot long buses. So we don't have any of those 60-foot long buses right now. We have 40-foot, kind of your standard city bus size, but we're actually starting a project right now to update and expand our maintenance facility so that in the future we can have those longer, those accordion style with the bendy part in the middle. So it'll be a few years before we've upgraded our maintenance facility to be able to introduce those, but hopefully in the next 5 or 6 years, as part of bringing our first bus rapid transit line to Durham, we'll have those 60-foot articulated buses. But right now we don't have the ability to take care of them. So can I get through just my updates? You can hold on to it.
Let me get my word. Just get to the buses now. You remember when the changes on that? Maybe you did the 12 and 8.
The 12,
And
yeah,
8.
the 12, and, yeah, that's right. There were changes to the 12, 12B, and 8. That's
But let me tell you something about that day. I had to explain a lot of things to a lot of people that 12 and 8. I had to go through them on a paper and a map. People, not just the driver saying that. I want to vote.
so, yeah, we made a series of changes with the 13 coming in, with the 8 and the 12 and 12B changing. There were segments, there were sections of each route that used to be the 8 and are now the 12, used to be the 12 and are now the 8, 13 got mixed in there. So let me first say thank you for being an ambassador for our
That's
service.
the thing I had to explain to people because they wouldn't know what else to tell them. I had to say something. I felt really bad. I told somebody that had to get on 54. I said, no, you're not going to get down on Highway 54 anymore. You have to get off either at 55, 54, and wait for the 800 to go down there.
Right, so as part of those changes with the 12 and 12B, it used to be that the 12 would go to South Point on 54, 12B would go to the Regional Transit Center, so they would head east and west. What we're doing now is because you can transfer to the Go Triangle 800 at 54 and 55 right there, we're making that into a loop. So now instead of only 60-minute service, hourly service on the 12 and hourly service on the 12B, when you combine the two of them, you've got that 30-minute service running consistently, and it's much easier for us to keep the service on time with the new configuration, because every bus is doing the same exact routing, whereas we were trying to line up the 12 and the 12B previously. It's really challenging to get them and keep them on time when they're running two different routes. So I hear your feedback. We need to do a better job of explaining the service changes, right?
Yeah, because this was a Saturday.
Right.
I the one that rode the bus, them 2 buses around. And see, now the 8 is getting more packed now.
Okay, so your experience is more crowding on the 8.
I rode it that Saturday and I told explaining people about that. And it was really a bad thing. Because the 12 don't got nobody rising now. It may be a handful of people. Not even 10 people ride that bus. But the 8 is now catching it now. And sometimes, a lot of times since that route started, it's been coming in late.
The 12.
But
Right.
no, the 12/8, when 12 turns to route 8.
Right. Oh, so the
Or
8
it's
coming in
opposite,
late.
it's coming in late. Now they're both going like, they got so much ridership on the 8, and now 8 turns to 12. I've seen it since this thing started. It's been coming in late.
Right.
Not
So
on the
the,
weekend, but this is the mainly high traffic.
So
You
that-
got
that's
Durham
a-
Tech. You got Durham Tech going on.
Mhm.
It's a big ridership now. It's
Right.
really, it has really increased a lot.
That's good.
But that's bad because down the 12 we ain't got nobody.
Right, so we've got to give folks a little bit of time to get used to it, but we definitely do see when a route becomes more crowded, it is much tougher to keep that route on time because it takes every stop, it takes longer for folks to get on and off if they're kind of squeezing past. And just the more boarding activity, the more people getting on and off the buses, it can slow down the buses and it can really hurt that on-time performance. So we're going to ask folks to give us a little bit of time for everyone to get used to the new routes. Change is hard, we know for everybody, but we want to do this if we continue to see some of the issues that you're seeing. We may need to make some changes going forward, but we usually like to give it a little bit of time to kind of for things to shake out.
Right. They did this years, not that long ago. Before you came here, they did that closing like before. And they cut off GoDurham and Cornwallis. There was a lot of feedback. Now they left 54 alone, but they made it worse now. So now the agents really catching them. Because like I said, they just can't get back on time now. Along with the toll, minus the delays of the terminal here and stuff. Minus that, it just mainly since that route changed. I had to tell people that I was riding the bus with them and explaining this stuff. They was like, wow. They really confused a lot. I was telling people before they even started. They was like, huh?
We appreciate you letting folks know. You know, we've got 20,000 people a day riding GoDurham services. And the word of mouth and hearing from other riders is an excellent way for us to get the word out about changes that we're making, improvements that we're making. So we really do appreciate it. I know it takes time out of your day, but we really appreciate it.
And what happened to the audio thing with the bus before the station changed? That never happened.
Can you be more specific about the
And
audio
then
thing?
you did back in August service change. You supposed to did one from November 1st when we had this last meeting a couple months ago.
Oh, you mean that having
The
a voice
audio,
announcement?
yes. There was nothing but nothing on it. None of them. It was no audio talking on the buses.
It could maybe be on that coach because voice announcements were made in.
I've been on an electric bus.
Okay.
I've been on most of the electric buses. The ones that can talk, you don't even see nothing. I didn't see nothing on the dashboard because the electric bus, I can hear it. Like the ones that got so talking so minimal, but there was nothing even going across the screen to let people know that. And a lot of people didn't even know, even though they had, they had one. But I was telling them.
So certainly, we actually tested it in Spanish and in English, and it was to be on all the coaches. All right.
None.
So that did not
That's
happen.
none.
So if that did not happen on the coaches that you were
I
on,
wrote-
that's
I
the
wrote
department that we will need to
electric bus
take that up with that department.
I rode one of the new electric buses, the 23 model. That I rode one bus on the 5. I didn't have to hear anything. I rode that thing around. I didn't hear nothing. And that's what the new ones versus the older model. None of them buses did that. Just because you might have to, you say the drift in is true, but I didn't hear on nothing. Not a word, not even on that dashboard, that clock up there. All I hear the thing says, walk up, down, go, turn, thing. I can hear that on any bus.
So thanks for sharing that with us.
None of
We
the
tested it.
nothing.
We did a test on it, and certainly it was supposed to be
Well,
on
that test
all.
failed.
Thank
That
you for
test
letting
was
us
a
know.
big failure because I took the decision, I kind of to spend half the day Saturday about that and Sunday. A lot of people didn't, what was going, they just saw the 8 coming down the road. They didn't know, they didn't want to catch the bus because they're not used to seeing that bus there.
Well, thanks for
It
sharing
was a
that
tough
with us, Tom.
weekend. Monday was the bigger test.
Those are with the appropriate department to talk about that. So that should have been on every coach, and we
That
certainly
was a
tested.
big disappointment.
Yeah, that's disappointing here.
Very
So
disappointing.
thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Do you mean the signage?
Yes. Yes, I don't know what it means. What does it say? It says 12 today, and the signs are not flipping, so we have to do a manually when we come into the station.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not-
yeah, that was.
And it's confusing everybody. The signs are-
All right, so we'll get with that department to find out what's going on, what the header should be doing. So once the routes change, that should be happening. And thank you, Tamika, for, manually doing it, but that's not the way that it should be done.
Let me just follow up on the signage and the automated voice, is that I will personally follow up with our maintenance team, and we'll audit the buses, and anyone that is not working properly, we will make sure that it's
All right, can I just get through a couple more quick things, and then we'll have plenty of time for questions. We've got 15 of the 25 series. So Calvin said he was on the 23. Those aren't going to be the newest buses in our fleet anymore. So starting in 2026, we're going to have our new 2025 model year electric buses. We're going to have 15 of them in service. So we've been getting photos from the factory in California, in Livermore, California. They're built, every single one of them is built in the USA, right in Northern California, in the Bay Area there in Livermore. We got word that the first one, 2501, is on the road right now. It was just spotted in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So it's on its way here. We got 2502 in Barstow, California. It's on its way here. So we're really excited. It'll take us, we got to make sure that we complete all of our testing of them. We're never going to put a bus into service until it's completed all of its safety testing. We make sure that the destination sign works, make sure that the automatic voice announcements work. In 2026, you'll be seeing 15 of those 25 series buses coming into service. And you'll see a lot of the 2010 buses.
800.
Go bye-bye. No, it'll
Them eights are barely hanging on. Things are broken. You got an arm and hammer right there.
I'm coming for the 08s too, but we're gonna go for the 10s first.
They need a prayer every time you get on that bus.
The 8s. The 8s work. The 8s, they take a licking and keep on ticking, but their days are numbered as well. So so that's definitely something for us to look forward to in the new year in 2026, is seeing those 25 series buses. And it'll mean, once we have all those in service, it'll be about 3 out of every 10 buses in our fleet will be an electric zero emissions bus. So we're really excited to be having more and more of our fleet running on that clean energy with no emissions, no smokestack, no black smoke coming out of the top. So that's really exciting for us. I also want to say, I think everybody has been impacted by all the construction here at the station. It's not just at the station. The construction that you see on the streets here is actually, it's the city, but it's the city water department. So they're replacing pipes. The city has to replace pipes so that when you turn on your tap, we know that there's going to be clean water coming out of it. We have a big initiative across the city, and there's a big focus right now on the American Tobacco District to make sure that all the pipes that need to be replaced. But in order to get to the pipes, you have to tear up the street and dig big holes everywhere and reroute all the traffic. So it was already going to be pretty disruptive with all the construction going on here at the station. We've built the new temporary loop. You can see out along Pettigrew here. The water line work has made it even more complicated and made it challenging. Our bus operators are really incredibly resilient, have done a great job of managing a lot of changes to routings, a lot of detours that in order to accommodate all this construction activity. But I want to thank everybody for kind of bearing with us through. It's going to be a tough stretch. We're going to be also in 2026. We're going to be moving most of the boarding locations away from the island. So in January, you're going to see more changes to the bay assignments. So be on the lookout for changes in January to where but at the end of this process, this place is going to be beautiful. It really will be, and it's going to meet the needs of our customers. It's going to protect people from the rain and the hot blazing summer sun. It's going to, we're no longer going to have the mud puddles that we get in the middle of the platform area every time that it rains. It's going to be all improved walkways. You're going to have more restrooms. We're going to have better customer information out of the platform. So we've still got a little over a year, almost a year and a half left before we're complete. But it's going to be worth it. And we really appreciate everybody, your patience and your understanding as we move through this. And then just one other thing that I wanted to point out. We're working on, as I mentioned earlier, plans for our first bus rapid transit line in Durham. It would run from the Village at 98 Miami. It would run into downtown, serve the station here, and then go out to the Duke VA Medical Center out on Irwin Road. So it'll take us probably 6 years before we have everything up and running. But the goal is to get to a bus every 5 minutes in both directions along that entire 5-mile area. Those are two of our highest ridership routes right now. So we've got the 3 and the 16 going out to the Village. We've got the 11 and 11B going out to our largest job center in Durham is that Duke VA Medical Complex out there. So we're working on that, and those plans do include the 60-foot articulated buses. And then there's also work on, all right, well, after that project, where should we go next with bus rapid transit in Durham? And so there are opportunities to identify additional corridors. If you want to learn more about that, there's a website, DurhamBRTVision.com. That's DurhamBRTVision.com. You can see and get updates on what's going on with planning for the next 10, 20 years for bus rapid transit lines in Durham. So we've got a lot to look forward to. We've got a lot of big improvements coming in 2026. And so I know folks have some questions. I just want a reminder, if anybody wants to ask a question in Spanish, we can answer questions in Spanish. Si alguien tiene una pregunta en español, yo puedo contestar cualquier pregunta en español. So we're trying to make sure that we meet the language needs of our customers. So if you have a question in English or Spanish, inglés o español, let us know. Avísame. All right, so did you have a question in the back there with the T-hat? Okay.